Namaste students, myself Dr. Neha Sharma. I am Assistant Professor in Rachana Sharir Department and Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. So we are in last lectures we are discussing about the humerus bones. So we already discussed the exterior features of the humerus bone like anatomical position and parts, proximal part, distal part, anatomical neck, surgical neck, greater trochanter and muscle attachment of greater tubercle and lesser tubercle. After that we have discussed about the bicipital groove, the muscle attachment of the bicipital groove. Then we are discussing about the distal humerus, epicondyles, capitulum and trochlea. We have already discussed the articular surface of the humerus bone. We have discussed about this articular surface also, and after that we are discussing that how humerus and radius ulna bones got attached at the elbow joint, how they form the elbow joint. So we are discussing about the coronoid fossa, the fossas of the humerus bone. Above the front part of the trochlea there is a small depression that is called coronoid fossa. So this is the coronoid fossa, a small depression. It receives the coronoid process of ulna during flexion of the forearm. So this is the extension of forearm and this movement is called flexion of forearm. So in flexion of forearm the ulna bone the coronoid process of ulna bone get attached to the coronoid fossa. This is the coronoid process of ulna bone. The in original bone, in lateral view we can see coronoid fossa like this above the trochlea and capitulum. The next fossa is the olecranon fossa. Above the back part of the trochlea there is a deep triangular depression. This is the deep triangular depression, and the coronoid process is coronoid fossa is the small depression on the front part of trochlea, and the olecranon fossa is situated on the back part of trochlea, and this is deep triangular depression in which it submits the olecranon is received in extension of the forearm. So this is the olecranon process of ulna. So this olecranon process of ulna got attached in the olecranon fossa of the humerus bone in the extension of forearm. So in extension of forearm the olecranon fossa goes into the olecranon process goes into the olecranon fossa, and in flexion movement the coronoid process goes into the coronoid fossa. Above the front part of capitulum there is a slight depression, the radial fossa. This is called radial fossa, which receives the anterior border of the head of the radius. In this part we can see this is head of radius, and this got attached to the radial fossa. The radial fossa is situated in the front part of the capitulum. So head of radius got attached to the radial fossa of the humerus. The anterior border of the head of radius got attached to the radial fossa when the forearm is in flexed position. After that we will discuss about the epicondyles. The epicondyle are continuous above with the supracondylar ridges. So this This is medial epicondyle and this is radial lateral epicondyle, and these are called supracondylar ridge. So lateral epicondyle of humerus is a large tuberculated eminence curved a little forward. So this is lateral epicondyle. It is large and slightly curved. Large tuberculated eminence curved and little forward and giving attachment to the radial collateral ligament. A ligament comes from the radius bone, get attached to the lateral epicondyle because the radius is the lateral bone of forearm in elbow joint, and to a tendon common to the origin of the supinator and some of the extensor muscle. So three attachments in the lateral epicondyle are there: the radial collateral ligament, supinator muscle, and the some of the extensor muscles. Specifically, these extensor muscles include the anconeus muscle. Some extensor muscles are anconeus muscle, supinator, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi ulnaris. So extensor carpi muscle is present between carpus bone, radius bone, and the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Extensor digitorum comes from the carpal bones and it supplies in the digits of the hand. Extensor digiti minimi goes till the little finger from the humerus bone. Extensor carpi ulnaris got attached to the ulna bone. So we can use this mnemonic for memorizing these muscles. Said हूँ because X so दूर रहो. X so दूर रहो. Said means supinator. A means adductor, supinator, and digitorum, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor digiti minimi, extensor ulnaris. This is radialis. This is digiti minimi. This is extensor digitorum, and this is supinator muscle, or X means extensor. After this, we will discuss about medial epicondyle. Medial epicondyle of humerus is an epicondyle of humerus bone of the upper arm in humans. It is larger and more prominent. Medial epicondyle is larger and more prominent. We can feel here the medial epicondyle of the humerus bone. And is directed slightly more posteriorly in the anatomical position. When we stand like this in anatomical position, so medial epicondyle will stand more posteriorly. The medial epicondyle is located on the distal end of humerus. Additionally, the medial epicondyle is inferior to the medial supracondylar ridge. It is situated below the medial supracondylar ridge. It is also proximal to the olecranon fossa. We have already learned about the olecranon fossa. The medial epicondyle gives attachment to the ulnar collateral ligament of elbow joint. So ulnar collateral ligament of the elbow joint. Why it gives attachment to the ulnar collateral ligament? Because it is situated in the medial side and the ulna is the medial bone of forearm. And to pronator teres muscle, common tendon to origin, the common flexure tendon. So radius lateral epicondyle gives attachment to the extensor group. And medial epicondyle gives attachment to the flexure group of muscle. So in flexor group of muscles, there are the common flexor tendon is there on the medial epicondyle, and the flexor muscles of the forearm, the flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, flexor digitorum superficialis, and the palmaris longus muscle. Plus R is the mnemonic for memorizing these muscles. The medial epicondyle protects the ulnar nerve, which runs in a groove on the back of this epicondyle. The ulnar nerve is vulnerable because it passes close to the surface along the back of the bone. So ulnar nerve passes through here from the back of the ulnar bone. Shrinking the medial epicondyle causes a tingling sensation in the ulnar nerve. When we shrink our elbow on some object, we got a tingling sensation in our hand. This is because of the ulnar nerve, because ulnar nerve is more superficial than the other nerves present in the hand. This response is known as the shrinking the funny bone. So humerus is also called the funny bone. This is the ulnar nerve site of compression behind the elbow. Ulnar bone, radius bone and humerus bone. This is elbow joint. So ulnar nerve got passes from the back side of the ulnar bone behind the medial epicondyle of the humerus. So medial supracondylar crest forms the sharp medial border of the distal humerus continuing superiorly from the medial epicondyle. So medial supracondylar crest is situated above the medial epicondyle of the humerus bone, and it got continuous with the medial border of the shaft of humerus. So the lateral supracondylar crest forms the sharp lateral border of the distal humerus. This is lateral supracondylar crest, and it is continuously superiorly to the lateral epicondyle and inferiorly to the lateral border of the shaft of humerus. So in next class we will discuss about the shaft or body of the humerus. Thank you so much for the today class. Thank you.